So guys, there's a pretty interesting update from the US, and this might turn out to be a turning point for Huawei and the entire Chinese chip industry. You know how the US has been super strict with chip export controls, especially when it comes to China, right? Well, now, in a surprising move, the US has indirectly started easing some of those restrictions. And while this change isn't directly aimed at Huawei, it might still open some new doors for them. And I'll explain how. Recently, the US Commerce Department made a big decision. They've lifted the license requirement for chip design software exports to China. Yes, the same kind of software that's essential for designing high-end chips, like the ones used in smartphones, AI systems, and advanced processors. So what exactly changed? Basically, the US told 3 major chip software providers, Synopsys, Cadence Design Systems, and Siemens AG, that they no longer need special permission or licenses to continue selling their tools to Chinese clients. In short, these companies can now freely do business in China again, without going through US approvals every time. And as soon as this news came out, the market reacted instantly. The share prices of these companies shot up by 3 to 6% on Thursday. Synopsys even confirmed that they'll restore system access for their Chinese clients within just 3 days. That's a strong signal that they're getting back to business as usual. Now here's where things get interesting. Does this mean Huawei can now benefit too? Well, not exactly. Huawei is still officially on the US Entity List, which means US companies still can't sell tech or software to them directly. And this new policy doesn't specifically mention Huawei or remove any bans on them, but there's a catch. Even though Huawei is not mentioned, this move shows that the US is starting to ease up on its tech war with China. It's not just about chip software either. They've also agreed to resume shipments of ethane and jet engines to China. So clearly there's some level of deal-making going on between the US and China behind the scenes. And while Huawei hasn't been given a green light just yet, this new flexibility might benefit them indirectly. Here's how. Now that Chinese chip makers can access advanced design tools again, they'll be in a much better position to create powerful next-gen chips locally. And if these companies improve their capabilities, Huawei might be able to collaborate with them, or at least use chips that are made using this newly accessible software. That means less dependency on Western tech. So in the bigger picture, this could be great news for Huawei, even if the benefit is indirect for now. Let's not forget, Huawei has been under pressure for 5 years now, ever since it landed on the US blacklist. They've been trying to develop their own alternatives, from Harmony OS to their Kirin chips. And this latest move might just give them the support they need from other Chinese firms who now have access to better tools. Of course, it's too early to celebrate. There's still no official permission for Huawei to work with these US companies, but this decision feels like a test to see how much trade the US and China can resume without creating political noise. So yeah, not a direct win for Huawei just yet, but definitely a positive sign for the entire Chinese tech industry. And as always, if the Chinese chip industry rises, Huawei will rise with it. Let's see how this plays out in the coming weeks. If more restrictions get relaxed, the second half of 2025 could turn out to be very promising for Huawei. What do you think? Is this the beginning of something bigger? Could Huawei finally be on its way to a strong comeback? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading them all. Peace out.